Ari, I heard that you won't take off your shoes now, which is something that you never did with me. That I remember. Is this something new?
Didn't think of it. I've been set free by my association with other people.
What happens? What are you doing? now?
Your association with
Brendan,
other people?
not Brendan. Brent Weinbach. He's such a germaphobe. He can't take off his shoes.
Right.
And I flew with him to San Francisco. I was like, "How do you not do it?" He goes, "I have a medical condition." "What's your medical condition?" He goes, "If they ask, I just say something in Latin. I just say a couple Latin syllables, and they say fine. But they're not supposed to ask." And I was like, "And then you don't have to take your shoes off?" He goes, "No, they just have to like swab it a little bit, and he goes, I like them patting me down too. I like the way it feels like a hug." That's what Brent Weinbach says.
You're a creepy son of a bitch, Ari.
That's what Brent Weinbach says.
Ari didn't say that. He said the other guy.
Yeah, but that's why he's doing it. Because he wants a little hug.
No. What he wants to do,
strangers.
he wants an opportunity to complain, and he gets super shitty with these people.
Yeah.
So he got super shitty with the one guy in L.A., but that guy was pretty easy going. But then he got super
Depends what
shitty.
they ask me. They say, I say, "I can't do it. Medical condition." "Okay, go this way." "Okay." If they say, "Are you opting out?" I was like, "I don't know what that means." And I say, "Do you not want that, or do you want a pat down?" I go, "No, I don't want a pat down, but I'm not doing that thing. So what are my options?"
Are you just trying to be Larry David?
No, I'm just trying to not let them take away these freedoms from me without going down with a little bit of a fight. I see what they're doing. They're just harassing us, and I don't want to just let them do it.
They're not harassing.
But we can hold
us.
on. We can go back to what the fun I was doing.
But what? Well, no. Let's go back to it. All originates from this. It originates from this opinion that you have that they're harassing you.
Yeah, they're just bothering everyone. It's just some giant bureaucary.
Right, but
They don't run efficiently in
but
any
they've
way.
had a lot of issues with planes and terrorism. I mean, they really have. There really was an asshole who tried to light his shoe on fire. There was there really was
The asshole who got through TSA?
Yeah,
And the
he
shoe
got
bomber
through.
who got through TSA?
Yeah, that's
Who
why
have
they
they
started
caught?
taking your shoes off.
Who
to
have they
X-ray them.
caught?
I don't know if they've caught
But there
anybody.
had-
It's in the range of
Do
zero
you know
people.
if they've caught anybody?
No, they haven't. They show all these weapons they've confiscated and stuff, knives and such. That's just, I got one confiscated from me before. It's not like keychain. You forget about it. That's what they confiscate. Nobody
Are
who's
you
trying
sure
to.
about this?
Yeah, that's what
Have
the studies
you
show.
researched this?
Yeah,
They-
I've
they
looked
caught
online.
somebody-
They've done no
as much
good
as
at
I
all?
can.
They caught somebody recently that I remembered that had like a whole plot to take down a plane and stuff like that. Just
Intelligence
recently.
probably stops them.
Yeah, I think that's you're confusing the FBI and the CIA.
What
Well,
TSA
the
does.
CIA is Central Intelligence Agency. That's supposed
They're
to
just a
deal with-
large, crooked
That's
organization,
supposed to
and
deal
they
with
just.
foreign shit, right? And
they
the
just
FBI is the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Is that how it works?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
but all right, don't you think maybe just like, hey, I'll just take off my shoes and walk through this machine and go like this, and that's cool, I'm done. And instead of having
Absolutely.
to deal with it and just be an asshole to somebody that's just doing their job.
Absolutely. Well, hold on. Let me back up on let me get back to someone's just doing their job. But yes, it would be way easier just to take off my shoes and go through it and be quiet. But I saw it one day. I was on a pot cookie, obviously, and I was looking at them. I had like an hour till my plane took off, and I was looking at them just stopping everyone, and each and every person having to go through that scanner. The old scanner, we had to raise your hand.
Right.
And now, again, the new scanner, you have to raise your hand. It looks like they're conditioning us. They're
Well,
putting
who
in
are
these
they,
checkpoints.
Ari? Who are they? If they found
United
a guy
States government.
if they found a guy with his fucking shoe with a bomb packed in his shoe, and that guy could have been on your plane, if they don't check, and then someone goes in with a bomb in their fucking shoe and blows you out of the sky,
Yeah.
then what?
Yeah.
Do you not think
that's
that
obviously
there's
the way.
a
Now-
deterrent? Do you not think that there's a deterrent for bringing aboard bombs and bringing aboard really dangerous shit that could take down a plane by checking people's bags?
And you're not allowed to say you walk on that plane.
Because
knowing
it's
that
Yes,
Listen,
absolutely.
man,
It's
that's
an
a silly-
absolute deterrent.
It's okay.
It's an absolute deterrent, but that doesn't excuse that this is not the right way to deter it.
Okay, how do you think that they should check your bag?
I think they should. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, your
but I will tell you
problem
this: that I have
is
read this
you're
that those
reacting-
things don't even check for those types of explosives. The X-rays,
Yes, they do.
the X-rays,
Yes, they do.
X-rays test for
You
plastic
can see it.
explosives.
It's C4 it's got a very unique way it looks. It looks like a big brick of clay. And if you have C4, if you have anything that looks
Yeah.
remotely like that, they do a secondary check. You know, for you to say
Yeah, maybe.
there's no reason.
If they weren't, no, there is a reason. There is a deterrent. I just don't think they're organized in any way, and I don't like what
you
they're
know
doing.
Why? Because they're people.
The checkpoints.
What this
yeah.
is, what this
There's
is,
65,000 corruptible people.
corruptible, but they're also just people that are there for a job that exists because there's a need. And the need is to make sure that people don't go on planes with fucking bombs. Because people are crazy assholes. And a lot of people are willing to do something like that and blow themselves up and kill a bunch of people because it's terrorism and because it scares the fuck out of people and because it has a lot of value politically, obviously.
What does?
A lot of value to blow people out of the sky. You know, you want to prove your point. You know, the
I don't think we
jihad will
should
never
check for
end.
them.
Well, then you have to be checked,
But I don't
motherfucker.
think we have to give up our civil liberties in order to stop what may happen.
Ari, you're not giving
Weren't
up
they
your
able to do
civil
this
liberties.
beforehand?
You're getting checked. You're making sure that you're when they were able
They're
to do it
searching
before
you.
then, and then they
They're
found out
taking-
and did it and did some
They're taking
shit,
X-rays.
blew
There's-
some
there's-
people
yes,
up,
there's a
and
bunch
they
of-
said, okay, we have to stop that now. Let's be a
Who
little
blew some
more
people up?
stringent.
Who blew some people up?
The people who were in 9/11 who flew fucking planes into the towers, the hijackers.
Yeah, they hijacked the plane. They didn't blow it up, but they hijacked the plane. Absolutely.
Okay, one of them blew up, but they think that I was actually the United States government that blew that fucker from the sky. Flight 93.
They said it went down.
Yeah, well, actually, Rumsfeld said it was shot. Was Rumsfeld or one of them said it was? I believe it was Rumsfeld said it was shot from the sky, and then corrected
said it just
himself.
went down. Yeah.
They shot that fucking thing down. They even had the eyewitnesses who saw a military jet scrambling after that plane.
Have you seen them fucking harass people in wheelchairs?
Yeah, you know why, Ari?
Have you seen them fucking steal
Ari?
shit left and right?
Because they are just people.
Yeah.
And you get a wide variety with people. You get competent people and you get incompetent
Untrained.
people.
They're not trained well.
Well,
For them to be in charge of you,
I agree.
You can't say that's
that
a
lot-
blanket statement.
they
I
make
agree
$12.50
that a lot
to
of
$14.50 an hour. They're not trained. There's no training process for this. It's so small. That's not like a cop. We have
How
to
do you
go through
know
a whole.
that?
I've researched it a little bit.
I agree.
They
that
don't.
a
They
lot
don't
of
have.
them
They don't
can
have
be
like any
goofy.
firearm training. There's nothing they do like a police officer does. They don't really know what the code is. None of them agree at all.
Yeah. Well, you know why? Because there's
They're
no
just
money
people,
in it.
and here's why: it's a giant bureaucracy. And at this point, they cannot pare it down. They cannot make it more efficient.
Yeah, but
it's just
being
a
an
bunch of people
asshole to
harassing-
somebody that's working, that
Asshole
has
to
do
someone
their
who's
job.
running checkpoints on other people.
Yeah, but that's his job. If you
That's
don't
not-
like,
but
if you
that's
don't
not a
like
good-
it, you don't
but-
attack the
okay, but
employees.
yes, you do. Here's why. Just because someone's paying you to do something does not excuse that behavior. Good or bad, this case or another case. But someone paying you to do something is not an excuse for behavior, no matter what it is.
I think we're dealing with some Holocaust shit here.
Yeah.
Ari's got some.
I mean, you don't want to
Holocaust
jump straight to that, but let's
checkpoint
just say it was something
paranoia.
else. Yeah, absolutely. It looks exactly like that. Why are we raising our hands? Why are we taking shit off?
Because they're checking you for bombs.
For
Ari.
underwear bombs again?
Knives,
They're checking
weapons.
you for things
That's what
that you
that's what
could
the fucking
use.
radar thing is for, or whatever it's called, the X-ray thing.
Ari.
That's why they're
what-
checking you.
It's just
What
a
are you
better.
talking about?
It's
You're
better.
not
What are the
making any
screeners?
sense. When you're going through
Yeah.
a screen.
What about the X-rays that they used to use and they sometimes use
What
now?
used to use? What X-rays?
The X-rays.
The box, the same thing you're
Yeah.
talking about? Well, those have more radiation.
No, but what happened to them? They still use them sometimes.
They started using this other thing because it's a visual imagery. It works better. You can actually see where the problem
metal?
issue is. If someone's wearing a vest or something like that,
Yeah.
and you know the vest isn't metal, and you go through a metal detector.
Wait, hold on. What?
If the vest isn't metal, look, my watch doesn't go off in metal detectors.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at it all. It's metal. Go right through
It's not a
metal
weapon.
detectors. Ari, it's
Yeah.
metal. A fucking bomb and a switch isn't a weapon either. But
Yeah.
if you have a bomb and a switch on, it would be easier for you to go through a metal detector than it would to go
Yeah.
through one of those scanner things. When you're holding your hands up, they could see if you have gum wrappers in your pocket. Okay, it's no joke. Those machines are incredible.
Yeah.
I had a dime, and it told me, he's like, "Do you have something in your right pocket?" I'm like, "No," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, there's a little dime in there."
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I had pills in my pocket once, and they
Yeah.
said, "What's in your pocket?" And I was like, "Something," and they said, "Take it out." And I was like, "No."
Well, you're supposed to take it out so they know that you don't have anything that could blow up
I
a
had
fucking
pills
plane.
in my pocket. I had
Right.
fucking boner pills in my pocket. I didn't feel
you-
like taking them out in front of
Okay.
everyone at the airport.
You know that.
But
that's
we're
what
giving
you
up
had.
these- yeah.
Well, you know that's what you had in your pocket.
Yeah.
What if you had a stick of C4? And what if you sat near a fucking exit door and blew your fucking brains out?
I
and it
understand
punched
that,
a hole in the plane.
but that's
and the
not what's
plane goes
happening.
down?
They're not catching anyone doing those things.
I don't know that, and I don't think you know that either.
They're not catching anyone doing those things.
Well, here's the deal. Citing national security concerns, the TSA will not point to any specific cases in which a screener stopped a would-be terrorist at a checkpoint.
You know, they don't need to check us for the liquids anymore. You can just pretty much carry through
Why do you say
water.
that?
Because I think either their detector thing, the belt either recognizes it, they have the technology to do that, or they no longer think that's a threat in any way.
I don't think
As
that's
of 3 years
correct.
ago.
I think unless they're using some other equipment, I don't see how you could see.
I don't know
liquid
either, but they can
explosives.
do it. The old guy who ran the TSA said that.
Oh, well.
Said, but because it's hard to, the guy who used to be the head of the TSA said it.
And so he
Are
said,
you going to completely discount what he said?
Well, I didn't know what you were talking about. You said the old guy who ran the TSA. I thought you were talking about somebody you met.
Okay.
I didn't know you meant the guy who ran
The head of the TSA said that.
What
3 years ago.
What was the exact quote?
I don't have the exact quote in my head.
Well, what is the exact statement? Is he saying that you can detect
He's saying
the thing when they send your bag through, they can just detect explosive liquids?
either there or in the other one. And
Seems
he said
like
we don't need that anymore.
if it's a visual
But he
thing,
goes,
it
it would be too much work to change it, so no one's bothered to change it. Because it's such a big corporation of 65,000 employees this Army has, that they just won't change it.
Right.
So again, we can't do stuff. And the excuses are always like, well, if you don't like it, don't fly. Or you make some statement like, well, planes are flying out of the sky. They're blowing up planes left and right. You don't want planes being blown up, do you? So if you're in favor of any sort of like these guys are taking it too far, then you're in favor of planes blowing up, which is not the case.
Yeah, but they actually have busted people, it turns out. They busted a guy named Kevin Brown, a U.S. Army veteran, who was trying to check luggage containing pipe bombs. This crazy motherfucker had pipe bomb making materials in his luggage. He was trying to put together a pipe bomb.
Yeah.
That was recent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't. He was trying to check it.
Yeah, he was checking a pipe bomb.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if they didn't have that security, though, and especially with all the recent school shootings and shit like that. It seems like if they got rid of it, it would just open up.
You don't get rid of it. You got to
of it.
definitely go back to the old way, and you definitely got to lock the cockpit door and tell them not to open it for
What's
any
the old
reasons.
way? What is the issue? What issue?
Well, what did we
you
do
have?
in 2000? What did we do there for security?
Well, whatever they did, it didn't work to detect box cutters.
Yeah.
So we should figure out what they're doing now that's different, and then figure out if you really want to criticize it. What it is it's
Here's
a
what I'm against:
checkpoint.
not checking people for bombs and for things that are going to try to kill people on a plane and take down a plane. That's fine. Box cutters, but they've proven over again, you can get those on now. You can still get those on. They've
Okay,
over and
if
over again,
someone's
they've proven that.
incompetent, but that's not the fault of the people that have arranged this system.
I'm saying
that
it doesn't
some
really
folks
work
are
for what would have
incompetent.
happened. What would have worked is just lock the cockpit door.
Right, and they do that now.
Yeah.
That's a new thing they've learned.
Yeah. For the
But-
most part, that's
but
problem
so you
solved. That
agree-
solved 9/11, the
so
way
you-
they did it there.
So you agree that they have to check your bags to make sure you don't have bombs.
Yeah, check something.
Okay, so what do you have a problem with specifically that you get so riled
That
up?
it's a 65,000 person army that has control over us, that can tell you, come with me, open up that, let everyone look at you. They can push people that have no legs. They can embarrass old ladies, and we have to do what they say. They can steal our belongings, and we have to do what they say. And there's just an untrained, random dudes that are doing that are making us raise our hand like we're under arrest. And I just don't like it. I don't like it. It's just gross. The whole thing is gross. No one likes it. No one goes there and goes, thank God these guys are doing their job. We reacted under a time of intense emotion where we didn't really have time to think it out. And now we already have all these things in place, and we can't rethink what the TSA is.
Wasn't there checks before? They used to check your
Hey,
luggage.
Go through a radar detector.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
They've
whatever
always-
it's called. Not radar detector. X-ray.
Yeah, they've always checked it. So
Yeah.
what specifically is the issue?
The pat-downs,
But they only pat down if you opt out. I don't get patted down.
Yeah, I've never had a problem with anything. I fly right through the security. I'm in and out and gone. It's like, why even bother making that harder or more? Like, especially if you have some weed on you or something ridiculous.
Hey,
like, why,
hey,
I mean,
easy.
fake weed.
Yeah.
But
What the fuck are you doing
I'm talking
flying
about
with
tobacco.
weed?
I'm talking
they're just a
tobacco.
bunch of people you put up with, like the
Yes.
authorities.
Yes, but I think
And
that's
it's
the
like-
issue whenever you have people that are in any sort of position.
It's-
it becomes a job. Whatever it is, it needs to be done. Say it needs to be. You gotta guard.
Yeah, but the
because
guy who-
aliens are coming in.
Yeah.
There's a
Your
spot
barista at Starbucks.
where the aliens land. You got to be ready. You got to have guys there ready to guard it. Well, those guys are going to fuck off. They're guys. They're
Yeah.
normal people. No matter what you do, you're always going to have people that poorly implement whatever
Yeah.
strategy you
So you
have.
think they're
to keep
great, the
people
TSA?
safe.
You
That
think
doesn't
100%?
mean I think they're great. You're not a child. You know
No,
what
I know.
I'm saying.
So I'm saying, so what do you think is
What-
their problem?
why would you say that? You think they're great? I wouldn't say that.
No, I know, 'cause I
You're
want you to-
enforcing
here's
your
why,
opinion. You're
because I
enforcing
want-
your opinion by exaggerating mine.
No, because I want you to tell me what you think the problems are with TSA.
Okay. The problems are with TSA the same problems there are with any system where people get in any position of power over people. They automatically act like douchebags. It's the same as security guards.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same as bouncers at clubs. It's the same as some cops. It's
yeah.
a difficult thing to have that kind of power over people and not abuse it and not be cunty about it. Remember when we got to the airport and there's this one guy who was being just really attention whory? Attention, ladies and gentlemen, please get your... He was like going through this big speech and
everybody got annoyed by it.
And then I would like one more request. Everybody please smile. I'm like, you fucking weirdo.
Get out of here.
Yeah, you just put on a show, you
job.
fuckhead. It's like a street performer or something. I mean, it was like, that's what it was doing. Like, he decided this is what he does because everybody has to listen because he's the man with the power, the TSA guy.
Yeah.
But that's just one douchey guy. I've met a million people that do it that are friendly as hell. You're like, did you have a good time? Yeah, it was great. Enjoy Chicago? Chicago is awesome. Boom, you're in, you're out, everything's fine. You're just interacting with some people that are doing their job. And I personally find... I've never had a problem. They've always been pleasant to me. No one's ever got douchey with me. Mm-hmm. If I accidentally have my belt on, I say I'm sorry, and I take the belt off and I put it in the thing. You know what I mean? It's like
you prostrate yourself.
It's simple. It's not prostrating. It's just being nice to people while you're doing their gig. Their gig doesn't bother me. Okay, I'm not flying with any bombs. I'm not flying with any guns. So I'm not worried about them checking my underwear. Okay, my bag's pretty simple. Go ahead, look in there. There's some toothbrush, some toothpaste. There's nothing to worry about, So as long as there's nothing to worry about, you sail right through. Do I think that?
Yeah, but
under
that logic, they could tap your phone if you're law abiding.
No, that is not the same logic. Jesus Christ!
Wait, why is it not
at your
the same
underwear?
logic?
Because tapping your phone, you listen to intimate conversations, find out aspects of your life that you wouldn't want revealed, find out where you live, what you're doing, what your plans are. That's not the same thing as checking for a bomb.
Right. But under those circumstances, it sort of is. Just that looking at intimate parts of your life, and they can look through your stuff.
They're looking at clothes. I mean, unless you got a bag of dildos, which, by the way, Stanhope did.
What if you're in the closet and you have a gay porn in there?
On purpose. Brought a bag of fucking after September 11th. He had a whole suitcase filled with rubber fists and rubber vaginas and fists and dicks and just everything. And he just sent it through the X-ray so that they had to like open it up and check it. He's like, yeah, that's my stuff.
Ari, if you go to the Burbank airport,
say he turned one of them on.
Did he?
Something like that, so they had to find which one it was.
One of them.
Yeah.
If you go to the Burbank airport, almost every single person that works there, the staff of the people that check you, I've never had one problem. Those are the most friendliest,
the nicest
motherfuckers
folks ever. Just doing their job.
Yeah. Aren't you scared from being such like an asshole, I guess is what you would call it, to these people, to get on some kind of no-fly list, especially since you're a comic and half of your job.
That's definitely a fear.
Isn't
it's
it
no-fly
easier?
list. And here's where that fear comes. From them holding over you, that if you cause too much trouble for us, we're going to threaten you to fear that you will no longer be allowed to fly. That's a real thought that people have.
Right.
You're not the first one.
Right. And
to stop terrorism, to help them stop terrorism would be someone like me or someone who mouths off too much on a no-fly list. That would help us stop terrorism. To make people live in fear.
But they might decide that you make things very uncomfortable and unpleasant for a lot of people around you as well when you're at the airport because you are yelling out.
Mm-hmm.
But people are medicated.
A lot of people are scared to say it on podcasts too or anything like that, just for the sake of
sure.
hey, be careful. TSA's going to put you on a no-fly list.
Yeah.
That's a real thought people have. They can just do this to you.
They can.
They can grab your ability to fly in the dark like a fucking gulag and just take you out of there.
All right, my friend is so scared to fly that she has to take so much drugs just to calm her heart rate down, just enough so she can even be there.
Yeah.
And like, if you start like being intense to her, she will freak out. You know, if you were to be intense around her, she might go crazy.
Well, if she was scared of the dentist and I was intense at the dentist, it would be the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not my responsibility.
If you're a
but flying's a big flying's a big deal for a lot of people. I mean, my mom's scared to fly. I know a lot of people are Bert Kreischer gets blackout drunk before he flies.
I think Bert Kreischer would blackout drunk if you made him go to the movies.
He likes to
I gotta go to the movies. Oh, it's time to get fucked up.
Well, he's also scared of balloons, Joe.
Oh, you got a fucking balloon? Jesus Christ, where's the booze? Yeah, Bert Kreischer's using that shit, and it's an excuse. He's away from his wife and kids. He's got no responsibility. He's going to get hammered on a plane. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that, Bert. Just fess up. Fess up with your anxiety-ridden.
Here's the deal. I don't mind the taking the shoes off. It's not that. It's just they're being there. I don't like it.
You know what? I think they're necessary. I think at this point in our reality, I wish they weren't necessary. I wish I didn't have to believe, and I'm not necessarily saying that it has to be run the way it's run. I don't think it's efficient, but I don't think that anything's efficient. You know what else isn't efficient? The DMV. Do you go to the DMV when you go to get your fucking license and start screaming, "We didn't ask for this. I want a fucking car. I don't want to deal with your bullshit. It's a corrupt organization."
No, but I can renew my license online. I don't have to come in contact with them.
Can you really?
Yeah.
You can renew it online now?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, but you can't go in there and take a photo or anything.
That's beautiful. Well, you know, there's a thing you could do at the TSA where you get pre-approved. And when you get pre-approved, you don't even take your shoes off.
Yeah.
You just go right through.
Because you fly a lot, they assume you wouldn't be
Well, no, they do a check on you. They do a check to make sure you're not some fucking psycho.
Yeah.
Not make sure you never got arrested at the airport for harassing the TSA. I thought you were going to get arrested. Well, Ari
Why
was
would I be arrested?
yelling at them because you were yelling at people.
Why, is that illegal?
Swearing at them,
Jesus,
calling
you
them
were
fucking
yelling?
idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was calling them fucking idiots.
Ari,
Why is that illegal?
are you brodying it
Though,
out?
though he did threaten to bring over the cops on me.
Well, this is
When
what
I said that, the
you were
TSA, the
really-
trained authority over me, said, "I'll bring over a metropolitan security officer or
Well, that's
metropolitan
what
police
they.
officer."
That's what they do.
If I say,
the
"Get out,
TSA
you're
doesn't
an
actually
idiot."
arrest you.
Yeah.
The other people arrest you. What they're worried about is that you were being aggressive, and they thought that you could have been a crazy person.
Disorderly
Yeah, I was a crazy
conduct,
person.
man.
They drove me crazy.
Right, but the way you reacted to it is like.
Don't you think
someone
that's
was
weird, though, that
being
everyone's a
in
little
deep
scared of-
violation? No, I'm not scared of
Don't
them.
you think it's a little weird that everyone's scared of being put in this no-fly zone? Like, that's a real thought. Like, don't piss them off or they'll put you on a no-fly list.
Well,
I'm
it
not
would be,
scared of TSA at
You
all.
should be worried about government corruption, and anybody that puts you in a government no-fly list because you have espoused views that they don't feel like fits the company line. That's very scary.
Yeah, it's a
That's
problem.
very scary and very dangerous. But that's not what's going on here. What you need to worry
Well, it's the whole
about
company.
being put on a no-fly list is just because of your behavior. It's just you made a scene.
Yeah, I'm allowed to call him an idiot all I want.
It's not the way you're doing it. The way you're doing it, like you were like you yelled and you escalated and you made it like a big deal.
So what are your problems with TSA?
It's not good. It's not efficient.
What do you mean?
It's not. There's crazy long, dumb lines. There's a bunch of people running things like that guy with this stupid "one more thing,
Yeah.
please smile." Like, come on.
Yeah, it's very annoying.
It is annoying.
We don't
But
want
you know
anything
what?
to do with you.
That's a person in a position of power, and I think those same issues. I think it's a problem with humanity. When people get in a position of power, they actually do feel like they have. You have to listen to them. You know. I mean, I've had that with bosses. We've all had that with teachers. But people get in a position of power, they act as if they have some indefensible authority over you. They have some, they're powerful.
Yeah.
And
they
it's a
start
natural thing. That's opportunistic people. That's poor people also.
They were laughing at
You're
those
dealing-
naked pictures of people. They were laughing. They were sitting in control and just laughing.
I would too. You would too.
I
We
know.
had that job.
Yeah,
I know.
that's human.
So I wouldn't have that being a job.
Or you'd probably come on those pictures.
Yeah,
I probably would.
It's-
I wouldn't be any better. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't be better if I was in that job.
Right. So when
I'd view the fucking travelers as the enemy also.
I don't think it's that bad of a job, and I don't think it's that big of a deal. I really
You're
don't.
just harassing people. That's your job. It's to harass
I've
people.
never been
No,
harassed.
you
They've
know,
always
No,
been
just
nice.
because
It's
you
not-
have doesn't mean it's a real thing that no one has.
Well, Ari,
so it's like
anytime
obviously there's sometimes.
you have people doing anything in a position of power, there's a certain percentage of
Yeah.
wrong interactions that are going to take place. Where
Why are we
people
putting
gonna be
untrained
harassed.
people in these positions of power over us? Why are
Because
we
it would
as
cost
an
even more
American-
fucking taxpayer money to train these assholes and to pay them more money and to go and get more qualified, more socially advanced people for the job. I mean, what are you going to do? Where are you going to get them? You're getting people, a lot of these people that work for the TSA, there's not a lot of other jobs,
Yeah.
And that's what the issue is. Like, they have to take this job. It's not a bad job. What do you want to do?
They can't get rid of. They can't downsize it now. They're unable to.
Is that what it is? It becomes-
65,000 employees. It would make a tremendous dent.
Well,
you would see the mark on the unemployment
I'm
rates.
not necessarily
if you got rid
saying
of
that
them.
they need to downsize it. They need to make it more efficient, and it would be nice if people were more pleasant.
Possibly
But
privatize it.
that's an issue with human beings.
Maybe privatize it.
Even if they privatize it, man, it'd be even creepier because then it would be some fucking giant corporation instead of some inept government.
That's what it was before.
Agency.
The
Was it-
airlines would hire people.
Yeah, I don't know if that's good or bad. I really don't know. But what I do know is that your anger about it is,
Yeah, I don't like 'em.
is going to get you in trouble.
Yeah,
Just
if you were
people doing their
screaming,
gig.
that's scary. That's crazy. You should not scream at anyone, man.
He goes,
that's putting out bad energy.
He goes, I'm calling over
people.
my supervisor. Yeah. And the supervisor comes over. He goes, oh, great. He goes, the head idiot in this corrupt organization. And he goes, fuck are you doing? What do you want? Like, he's like talking to him like that.
Yeah.
What if he was like a listener and a fan of yours?
What that would have nothing to do with my feelings about his
He's
job.
a person.
I bought your comedy CD online. It was really
I'd be
good.
like, that's great. I don't. So what if he's punching nuns?
Cool.
Just because he said he is a fan of mine doesn't have anything.
He's also a person with a job.
I know, but I've already told you I don't. I have a job.
Yeah, but you need to go above that. You need to. If you really care this much about it, you need to like fight the guy that's in charge of all. It's not the employees that are just trying to work. I try on Twitter
sometimes to tell everybody that the head of the TSA, the guy who ran the TSA, is the guy who owned the company that made those scanners that we don't use anymore. He was the one who said we need those scanners, and then he sold it to himself. So the head of this company...
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. He was the former head, went to this, he got the contract, opened up, spent all this money that he used for 2 years and got rid of now, the one that wasn't fully tested, I guess. He made billions. This company, billions, so much money. Do you know how much one of those things cost?
How much?
I don't know.
$70.
More than $70. And they have him everywhere. And the only reason we had him, we didn't even invent this time that somebody was like, oh, somebody tried to get through, so we need this. He just said, yeah, we need it now for no reason. And now he has to pay. That's just corrupt from the start.
Former TSA director Michael Chertoff
that's his name.
Body scanning company. So he's the former director. Yeah. So he left and started a business that makes these body scanners and then sold them to the TSA. Like the TSA had to buy his business.
Yeah.
So that sounds like some fuckery for sure.
Yeah. So all this money...
Chertoff's advocacy for the technology dates back to his time in the Bush administration. In 2005, Homeland Security ordered the government's first batch of the scanners, 5 from the California-based Rapid Scan Systems. Today, 40 body scanners are in 19 airports. Listen to this. The TSA purchased 150 machines from him with $25 million in American Recovery and Reinvestment Act funds. So in this summer... when, there's like, oh, man, we got to bring this economy back. Remember when they're throwing all that money back in?
Invented jobs.
They threw $25 million at this cunt and his stupid fucking scanning machines. If you had to choose between money going to that or money going to mental health and, education.
$25 million?
Nutrition for school kids. Fuck you.
I just think you should fight it on a larger scale than attacking poor employees of Burbank Airport or LAX Airport, that when they're just trying to do their job. I mean,
I already told you, I don't respect that just trying to do my job argument in any way. That's not an excuse for anything.
But you're making it unpleasant, but you're still going through it. All you're doing is making it unpleasant.
Yeah, I would like to make it unpleasant for them. I don't like what... Now, let me ask you a question. What if they would go further to get better testing, even more clear about what you have in you?
Why would they have to go further?
Well, they already did to get these scanners.
Right, but why would they have to go further than that? It seems.
Why would they have to go that far?
Because they didn't have scanners that could see bombs.
I think it's just more efficient.
And if you were strapped wearing
that wasn't
a
in
vest,
response to those scanners weren't in response to anything.
Drugs taped to your body, or if you're concealing something.
Well,
like
wouldn't a strip search be better?
Like a plastic weapon.
Wouldn't strip search be the best thing?
I guess strip search would be the best thing.
Yeah, but so why would we not go that far? Like, why are they? It's sort of a slippery slope, and I don't see why it's gone this far, and I don't know why it wouldn't go even further.
Well, the only way it would go even further is if something cataclysmic happened.
Yeah. But the scanners didn't. That wasn't a result of anything happening, or anything even trying to happen.
No, but it's just more efficient. That's all it is.
Joe
used to go through those old machines with his watch on every time. He'd like, look at this, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Now that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It's now just better technology. They got new iPhones.
It really is better technology. I mean, I think I made a forum post on maybe I didn't. Maybe I said I was gonna, and I decided not.
Wouldn't a strip search be the best technology?
Yeah, but we don't need that.
Yeah, but they're not doing that. It's like you're arguing against them escalating past the point where they're at right now.
Well, but they escalated past the point where they were before, and it wasn't based on any need.
Joe was going through that old machine with
his watch on. You keep telling about his watch. Who cares about his watch? That wasn't a thing.
That's a perfect example.
It's not an efficient machine. You could make
no.
You could use
if it didn't detect your watch, that's fine. If it didn't detect a bomb or a knife, that's not fine. You would need to show me an example of sometime they didn't detect a bomb or a knife.
They didn't see plastic
or
knives. Those radar things didn't see plastic knives that you have concealed and taped to your body.
Yeah.
They have plastic knives that are made of this composite plastic. They can fucking kill you easy.
And they can see those now?
Yeah, they can see those now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit that used to be indetectable that they can find. You know, I don't think.
What if they invent something that these things can't detect?
But Ari, it's not for you. It's not a different experience. You put your shit down.
I just don't like that they're taking the power. I just don't like that they're making a step through these checkpoints. I don't like that they have control and there's no say.
But yet you go through it
because
and
I have to.
You decide that what you're going to do is go through it and just annoy people. Mm-hmm. That's very childish, though. Well, that's like a waste of energy.
It's kind of like the seat on the airplane.
Well, I don't even
Joe.
like the seat in the airplane.
Yeah, leaning back your seat on the airplane when you're like yelling and kicking the back of the
that
person's...
Ari does that. He knees people's seat if they lean back on him. Yeah. He gets upset that you lean your seat back.
Yeah. You guys still think that?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think it sucks that they have it so that people will use it. But
it sucks that there's like no space.
Yeah.
You know, it sucks that everybody gets no space. But
there's already no space, and you're trusting Delta to decide how much you should be able to lean back.
The reality is everybody has a seat, and everybody's seat has a button. And if he does that, you can do that too, and everybody sort of accepts that. You decide that you don't agree with it. So
what if your seat went back? What if the seat went back even further?
Don't say that because it doesn't. Okay.
Okay, but what if it went back less far?
Doesn't matter. Then you would have nothing to argue about. What are you saying?
Here's what I'm saying: that you are trusting Delta or American or United to tell you as a person how much room you can take away from the person behind you.
You're not taking away that person's room. Everyone's sharing space, Ari.
You're absolutely taking away their room.
You're
absolutely taking away their room.
Goes like this, and the person behind you.
How does that not take away the seat? The person behind them,
and their chair goes like that. Also, you've just shared space in a different way. You're not taking away any room.
Making a sandwich.
Well, the emergency exit
everyone's
doing not everybody
that.
goes back.
Okay, so you know why? Emergency exits, they get that little extra space for their legs. And
also, the guy in the back doesn't get back. It's not like you have to move back. Have you not seen those pictures
one
of somebody
person, the emergency exit row, that person doesn't annoy
Have you not seen that
Ari
picture?
Shaffirs.
That's why you don't fly.
I've seen pictures.
Have you not seen a picture of crumpled up where the guy can't even use his computer because the person in front of him leaned backwards?
Yeah, I've seen that.
All right, and you know what? That's why you go to...
You wouldn't think that'd be a cooler thing to do to not lean back and take away that space?
Do you know that if you lean back when that guy's doing that, then you would no longer have that issue?
No, that's not it. That's not real. That doesn't make up for it. You're wrong. That doesn't make up for it. That doesn't add the same amount of space to you. You still can't see. When they're back here, I've already looked at it.
So it's purely a laptop issue. Is that what you're saying?
Just all sorts of just a comfort issue. If you want to look at the screen in front of you and the guy leans back, you're like, ugh. You know what? It's annoying when people lean back in front of you. Everyone gets annoyed by that. Everyone does.
Again, but that doesn't mean you should kick the back of make their whole day horrible because...
honestly,
Delta...
Brian, the last time I did it was 5 years ago.
Okay. I didn't know
but I do get annoyed every time people do it. Every time people lean back and take away that space, yes, I get annoyed. But I don't kick their chair
Do you know that that's ridiculous, though? That everybody has a seat. Everybody's seat has a button, and everybody uses that button. And no one ever says, oh, my God, I can't believe this person in front of me is reclining their chair.
What? No one ever says that?
No.
You didn't see the Twitter responses after the last time we talked about this?
What?
Hundreds of people tagging us both saying, yeah, that shit pisses me off when people lean back.
Yeah, but they don't
people
say anything.
Too.
It might suck, but like when somebody leans back and I'm on my laptop, I'm like,
it's just
fuck.
That's his chair.
But,
if he wants to lean his chair back, I don't always lean my chair back.
But as a human,
if I want to, I want to be able to.
Can't you see that you are inflicting some sort of pain on another human and say, I'm not going to do this?
Christ, melodramatic fuck.
But that's all it is.
Inflicting pain on someone by reclining your chair?
Yes, you are taking away the small amount of comfort they have on an already too small flight. We've been over this. You've agreed.
I haven't
it's
agreed
already too
ever.
small on this. It's already too small amount of space.
Don't say that I agreed on this.
We have been over this, and you have agreed that it's already too small of a space.
Space. Period. Yes.
Yes. It's almost not enough.
Right.
To take some more of that away, you don't see. How can you not see that would be hard for somebody?
Ari, there's a huge difference between how could you not see that it's better if the guy doesn't recline and going, that's his seat, he wants to recline. He wants to recline because he's more comfortable when he's sitting back. I don't mind. I don't really give a fuck, Ari. It doesn't bother me that much. But I certainly don't think that I should be able to kick his fucking chair.
That's just 5 years ago. I did it 3 times ever. I'm just saying I get annoyed by that stuff.
But you got annoyed to the point with the reason why we talked about it in the first place is
because I hate it. Because I hate it. I hate it.
You're just going to start kicking.
You know they make
chairs.
a device that will stop people from leaning back now? You can attach it to their chairs. You can attach it to your tray, and so people can no longer lean back.
It's like a brake so that people in front of you can't lean back.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They're marketing
legal?
that. They're marketing that purely because of cunts,
legal?
apparently.
It is.
It's only because of the cunts. They're marketing and selling a device.
If you buy one of those, you're a cunt.
Yeah.
If you buy one of those things, it stops the guy in front of you from reclining his seat, I say you're a cunt. That's a cunty thing to do.
Also,
it's his fucking chair.
Have you seen that picture of that guy like this?
Ari,
yeah, that's not real, Ari.
Ari, there's
do you know that? Do you know that that's
close.
like a parody?
That's pretty close.
Ari, also,
I see my computer screen close as they fucking
Shut
lean
your
back.
computer. Close
You
your
also
eyes.
know
No, come on.
Breathe
you can't
in,
say
breathe out.
just don't use your computer.
You also know
Come
that there's
on.
certain airlines that
flight,
have
man.
more
It's not a
room than
desk.
others. You also know that there's certain airlines that have more room than others. Like, yes, I think it's American or something like that. When you lean back, there's room actually. Where
American has the most room.
Yeah, and then there's like Delta, where it's like you're almost about to die
tiny.
or something.
There's no question about it. They are giving you too little space.
Yeah.
No question about it. But I don't think that's the fault of someone who's hitting the recline button on the fucking chair.
Yeah, it's not his fault that they give you too little space.
So
Absolutely not.
He's
But
doing what he
once they've already
wants
given
to
you
do
too
with
little
his
space,
chair. I don't have any problem with it.
for the sake of leaning back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no problem.
For some people, it makes them more comfortable.
It's like a blanket of human on you, especially if the girl's hot and you have a girl kind of laying on your.
I don't think that ever happens. I think you're all of a sudden Brian's in fucking penthouse letters. You're just making shit up, you fuck. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I can't.
I mean, that's what business class is for too, because you're supposed to have more room because you have a laptop and you're actually doing business. Where most people, like myself, I just sleep.
Business,
I lay back, I sleep the whole entire flight, or something like that. You know, so you're doing business. You're a taller person. You might want to pay the extra $20.
I'm watching videos on my computer.
It's more than $20.
And it's way more than $20.
It depends.
It's
on
not
the
a reason at all.
Get yourself an iPad, son. One of those little 7-inch ones.
Yeah, look at this.
Read that bitch.
Look
like
at this
this.
cute little baby.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a little cute baby.
So easy to use. Look at that. All right,
I think you guys both need to do mushrooms soon.
Huh? Oh, we need to do mushrooms because you're kicking people and yelling people at the airports. Jesus Christ. Do you know how projective that is?
I don't think
we need to do mushrooms. Why do we need to do mushrooms, Ari? Please explain.
Because I don't think you would be that rude to another human if you do them recently.
Oh my God, Ari! I sit in first class. Okay,
I know.
I don't recline on people. Okay, and by the way, if I did recline on people, I don't think it'd be that big of a deal.
First class, you have plenty of space.
Okay, but I pay for that space
Yeah.
because I don't like the issues.
Absolutely.
I do agree that coach tickets
Yeah.
suck a fat dick.
Yeah.
Their fucking space is too small.
Yeah.
So I go out of my way and pay extra money, and I understand that other people can't afford that.
And some people
but guess
go out
what?
of their
For
way
most of my
and
life,
don't lean back on people.
So most of my life, I did do that.
Yeah.
Most of my life, I did flight coach.
Yeah.
Okay, and when I flight coach, I would recline if I wanted
I know,
to.
clearly.
And the
You
people
said
in
that
front of
1,000
me,
times.
and you said it 1,000 times that it's a problem.
I just can't believe
Why
you
can't,
would.
Jesus fucking Christ! You think that we need to do mushrooms because we don't agree with you and your hyper aggressive way of kicking people's chairs?
I think it's that was pre-mushrooms with kicking people's chairs.
Oh.
Absolutely. But I think this is why you need mushrooms, because it helps you find an empathy with other people.
I see the empathy.
Yeah,
but I also
TSA
see that
starts.
you get real aggro about shit that can be avoided. And I think that if someone leans their chair back and I'm sitting in coach and the thing is like this and I can't do it anymore, I will fucking close it and I'll pick up a book or I'll do nothing. I'm not going to get upset at some guy who's just using his chair function. It's not that big of a deal. You saying that I need to do mushrooms because I don't see the empathy and you going berserk over something you're not going to ever control is ridiculous.
The empathy of a TSA agent.
Yeah.
Ari,
you're
screaming at this guy.
You're not
an
looking
idiot.
I don't like their jobs at all.
Yeah, well, you're not looking at
That
them
definitely
as
is the
human
most
beings.
aggravated I get in my life, pretty much, the TSA people.
You're being really hypocritical on that. It's
Yeah.
really kind of silly that
I'm
you're saying that that we don't have empathy for you getting upset because you can't use your laptop, and these people just have a job that you don't necessarily like, and they're not necessarily being shitty to you at all. I saw the way those people were reacting to you when you were yelling at them.
No.
They weren't being shitty
It's not
to
the
you.
individuals. I went over this with Brendan Walsh once, and he was like, he made it kind of clear to me. He was like, just them saying you have a job is not a reason to do anything. Obviously, you can take it back to Holocaust times. Like I'm just.
So you went over it with Brendan Walsh. So what we're saying makes no sense now.
No, he just sort of made it clear to me. I was like, well, come on, man, they're just doing their jobs, same sort of thing. But it just sort of became clear.
Well, Brendan Walsh is another guy who looks for problems. I don't agree. I think that these people are just doing their job.
I know, but the
if they
idea
were
of
actually
someone
being
just
shitty
doing
to
their
you,
job is
it's not that hard.
What?
If they were actually being shitty to you, yes. But these guys were not being shitty to you,
It's not that.
man.
It's not that. I think they work for this organization that just is bad for us. We don't like it.
Okay. But while you're there and you are interacting with them, you're choosing to make things difficult. Yeah. It's not a difficult experience. You're creating a difficult experience out of an experience that's not difficult because you have a problem with the fact they exist.
Yeah.
But yet you know they exist, and yet you know you're going to interact with them. So you're choosing to be uncomfortable.
I get what you're saying, and I tried this once. I tried like the first time I saw it, and I looked at what they were, and I was like, oh, they're just people making us go through checkpoints. I thought this over, and I was like, is it even worth having a problem with that? Is it even worth getting upset at all about it?
Right.
But man, it sort of just bothers me.
I know.
That they're
That's
doing
why
that.
you need to do mushrooms, you fuckhead.
Yeah,
right.
I will soon.
It's so ridiculous.
Got some.
This is such a ridiculous stance to take because you're a professional comedian. You fly all the time, and it's just an experience. It's not bad. The idea behind it, behind any loss of civil liberties and behind any loss of privacy, I'm not a fan of any of that shit. But this is a part of flying. It's not a major issue, in my opinion. And when I see these aberrations that people like to point out, examples of things that the TSA has done, like someone stole something, I absolutely think that can happen. I absolutely think that people can fuck up. People can hire the wrong person. People can sneak through the net and be assholes. But in my experience with the TSA, they're just people. They're just regular people, and this is what they do.
Yeah.
And
it's more of a whole organization.
I say hi, and they say hi back. I say, how you doing? Everything's good, man. How you doing? And it seems like really easy. I see a bunch of people that are just working. And, they're trying to do their job when there's fucking thousands of people going through there every day. And it's trying to keep chaos and everything orderly. It's got to be really fucking difficult.
What do you think everyone's problem is with them?
They suck. They suck.
They're incompetent to get through it.
Look, I always said that the people that work at the TSA are often the same people that work in the fast food counters. They just switch roles. Mm-hmm. Like
at the airport.
You used to work for Burger King, now you're bomb scanning. How that moved up? They're just people with jobs, man. I don't want that job. I wish that job wasn't necessary, but it seems to be necessary, and someone needs to do it. So who the fuck's going to do it? Well, unless they're paying people $50 an hour, you're not going to get people that are, that have a lot of other options.
12 to 15.
So they don't have that many options. So who are these people? These are people that are impoverished. They don't live in the best neighborhoods. They don't have a lot of opportunities, whatever it is. And so those are the people that they're trying to get to be professional, and those are the people that are trying to get to represent their company. And of course, it doesn't run smoothly. Like most human beings, you put them in a situation, any situation, and have a group of them that are in control over a massive group of people, and you ask them to behave orderly. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. But my point is that when you go to the airport, you know that there are going to be TSA agents. You know the whole procedure.
Yeah, that's what I don't like.
Well,
that there are going to be them.
But
this idea, I've had one of the guys say, I was like, why do we take our shoes off? And he was like, you got to. I'm like, why do we take our shoes off? I was being mean to him same way. But his answer at the end was, if you don't like it, don't fly. And I was like, that doesn't seem like a good enough reason.
Yeah, but he doesn't represent the company. He's just a dude.
He's just
some dude working, and you're some dickhead who doesn't want to take your shoes off. He's like, I have to tell you to take your shoes off. That's my job. My job is when you go through here, I have to make sure your shoes don't have bombs on them. Please take your shoes off. Why do I have to take our shoes off? You're like, oh, God. He's like, because you have to.
Yeah, I can see it.
Why
from
should I?
Too.
And you should be able to see it from his point of view. Your lack of empathy for them is very hypocritical when you want people to be empathetic.
Well, no,
you're not leaning back.
Well, yeah, obviously, I'm definitely not on exact point for my whole life.
It's not, but this is an unnecessary.
Yeah, I've thought about that,
conflict.
and I don't know. This is all new stuff for me. I'm trying to figure it out, but I don't like that the fact that TSA is there taking away our civil liberties, and I hate even saying the word civil liberties because it makes it seem like you're
if you really worry about
kook.
civil liberties, the TSA is not what you should be concerned with. You should be focusing your efforts on the National Defense Authorization
That's why I say,
Act, the Patriot Act. You should be focusing your.
Well, this is the one I come in contact with the most.
From the Obama administration that they've protocol to use armed drones on U.S. civilians. Yeah. They're trying to figure out how to get away with that, like drones with guns, like to shoot you out of the fucking sky, like that. If you want to worry about civil liberties, I'm with you, but this is not one, in my opinion, that needs the kind of attention that you're giving it. The way you're doing it.
Maybe it's just that I'm not used to it yet, or something.
Well, it's not that you're choosing to get upset. You're not being upset because someone is forcing you into a position where you have to angrily react to stop them from doing it.
Yeah.
You're choosing to turn this into an aggressive moment, and it's not necessary.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was choosing to.
Yeah, but it's not necessary. And
it's not necessary. I don't think it even accomplishes anything.
It doesn't accomplish anything. It makes
But
you
it's
angry.
not to accomplish it.
But what it is childish.
Yeah.
It's not necessary. It's childish and it's negative. And you fuck up the day or at least the experience, and depending on how numb those people are. Yeah.
Yeah. That was definitely the intent. That's definitely the intent. Is to
I
fuck
understand,
up their day.
but you shouldn't. It's not necessary. I would run into those same people and say, "Hi, what's up? How you doing?" And Brian would run into those same people.
Yeah, obviously.
But we both get to the same goal, and one of us avoided, or Brian and I avoided any conflict, whereas you went through this stressful situation. If I yell at someone, if I get to the point of yelling at someone, it's because I want to kill you. Okay, because you've done something that's either horrible or you're dangerous or you're threatening my health, and I'm in a situation where I'm letting you know, like I'm yelling too. This shit could get crazy right now. You're not getting crazy at the airport. You're yelling because you know they're not going to yell back. You're yelling because you know that they're forced to act in this very politically correct, and that's bullying because you're putting them in a position where they can't react to you the way you're reacting to them.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you're the fucking head idiot of this fucking corrupt organization. But they can't talk to you like that.
Well,
hey,
help me through this. Help me through this.
Okay.
Because aren't they also? I'm not trying to be right here, but aren't they also putting us in the position of having to fucking like just every single time we go, having to like give up a little something, feel a little bad.
Well,
not
they're
that
putting
that's their
you
intention,
in a
but overall,
position where they
as
have
a
to
group.
check your shit. But I don't feel bad.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, when I go through it, I don't feel bad.
I even put my trays away for them. I don't have to put my trays away. I could leave them there, and I know that they would put them. I try to help them out.
That's a nice thing to do.
I've gone through
negative.
after almost every UFC. When I go through the airport, I talk to some dude who's a UFC fan who works there.
I was always nice
guys,
too.
And we always have conversations. Can you believe that fight? Holy shit, man! What that one was crazy. Like, what do you think's next for George St. Pierre? You know, I mean, obviously that's me, and I'm in a different situation.
I was always nice to them, but once I saw that it was like this is sort of like it's too much what they're doing.
Okay.
Then once I saw that, then I had I had a lot more trouble with it. Now I don't know what to do.
The naked scanner. The naked scanner.
Just the stop.
But your dick is on HBO. You pulled your cock out on HBO, and you're worried about them seeing your dick. You can go look at my dick with your scanner.
I'm not worried about them laughing at me. It's not that. I'm worried about them taking the control to be able to laugh at me.
It's just a job, man. It's
no. I'm saying as the group, the Transportation Security Administration, them taking that power.
So it's just because of the naked scanning then?
No,
it's
just sort of all of it.
But you know that they have to look at bags to make sure that people don't have explosives. You know that people are crazy fucks. You know when we were in Vegas, do you know this weekend when we worked at Mandalay Bay?
Yeah.
Which was, by the way, fucking awesome, wasn't
it?
Great time. When we worked at that venue, they had to go through metal detectors.
Who did?
The people that came to that show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when you go to Mandalay Bay, you go through metal detectors. It's not because Vegas wants to take away your civil liberties.
Yeah.
Okay? It's because they don't want anybody to get hurt.
Yeah.
They want to make sure that, maybe it's
people don't have knives with them.
Maybe it's a fucking Ted Nugent concert. Dudes want to bring their own bows and arrows. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't. Vegas will go, hey, what are you doing with arrows? Oh, man, I don't even know.
So you think it's just because of the lines? That
seems, humans.
Yeah, here's what I think.
Large groups of humans.
That makes me madder. I'm saying.
Yeah, I think it's very stupid if me and you fly almost every week that we have to wait in the same line as this woman that's never flown ever.
Well, you don't.
And it takes forever. Well, you don't in a way, but
that TSA pre-shit, you could do that.
Not everybody gets in that.
Yeah, I'm saying that
you could do that.
No, I can't.
Why not?
I tried.
You can't.
No.
What do you mean?
It's not everybody.
Did you try to sign up online? What'd they say? They won't accept you?
Declined.
Really?
Yeah. It's not everybody. It's not like I'm a flyer. I can just get checked.
Wait a minute.
It's just a few people.
What? No. Almost everybody I know that works for the UFC goes through that. What did they decline you on?
What do you mean?
When you asked for TSA pre. So what you're saying is you went through the pre-security screening thing online.
Yeah.
It's TSA
Yeah,
pre.
some lady told me to do it.
So you
One of the private
gave in
ladies.
your information and they just decided to decline you.
Yeah.
When did this happen?
3 months ago. When was I in DC? It was at the DC airport.
Do you have a record in any way?
No, I went online to try to do it. And it's like, you can't do it. You can't get it.
You can't get it.
Yeah,
but
the TSA pre.
But did did you give them your social security number or something?
All that stuff.
And then they did a background check on you.
I guess.
Yeah,
I don't really
it's
know
probably
what they
this
do.
amazing racist shit. Probably someone saw that and like, this motherfucker thinks he's funny.
It's probably
Making
just some
fun of
dude.
Maybe.
Chinese people. You fucking
So what do you
piece of
think it is?
shit.
Why do you think I have the hatred there?
Listen,
why do you think
man,
I see it and don't
because
like
you're
it? What
a
is
smart
it?
guy and you see illogical shit. But what I think is that you're not being empathetic, and you're
No, definitely not to
creating
the employees.
unnecessary anger. You're creating unnecessary anger. You're creating
for them.
for you, for them, for everybody.
For me, it's not so bad. Generally, you were there, so we kept talking about it. But generally, I do it. I force myself to fuck with them, and then I just go back to being high and
How much
shopping
weed
at the
intake a
airport.
day do you smoke?
All of it.
Like no, seriously, like
My
you,
new special,
you smoke
Passive
all
Aggressive,
day?
is online right now. Go to chill.com/Ari Shaffir. Get
Yeah.
a poster along with it.